Why would you spend 40,000, 50,000, whatever, however many dollars it is, to run that risk of, well, now that the car's arrived and I don't like it, I'm stuck with it?
Yeah,
It just doesn't make sense.
So, Dad, we are in day 3 of giveaway mode. We don't know quite when we're launching the Your Auto Advocate browser extension, dashboard, market price reports, all that fun stuff. Somewhere a couple days after the election. You can't launch a product right before the presidential election, right? Like no one will know.
Well, you could if you don't want to be successful.
Exactly. I'm trying to be successful. So every day leading up to our launch, we are giving away 1. You heard it here first. Not 2, not 3, but 1.
1?
That's all we can afford. 1 T-shirt.
Well, that's the main reason. Tell the truth. We don't charge you nothing, so we can't just keep giving free. We can give free advice, but they give free with free advice. That starts to cost us money.
Just a little bit. So we're giving free shirts to enter to get your chance for a free shirt. Every day, 1 shirt until we launch the product. Comment down below. Be subscribed. You don't have to share our videos, but we also really appreciate when you do that as well. Comment. We're picking people randomly every day. Excited to send you a T-shirt.
I'm in.
You're a captive audience. You actually have no choice. All right. So we are talking about today, Dad. News from our, I'm not even going to call them our friends. Most people are our friends, but I don't really know Tesla that well. Tesla, they have slashed the extended warranty that they offer on their vehicles.
I thought you were going to tell me they were having a slasher sales event. They're just having a slash our used car warranty event?
Exactly, yeah. So walk us through, Dad. What's the news out of Tesla? And then I want to get your take. I have my 2 cents on why I think they're doing it, but walk us through if you don't mind.
Well, last week it was reported that Tesla is canceling its no questions asked 7-day return policy. So that right there is going to make you feel good. Buy a Tesla, you own your Tesla. Well, you can sell it to somebody else, but you can't return it back to us. So they've done away with their 7-day return policy. Maybe it means they now have a questions asked 7-day return policy, where they're going to ask you a question, and depending on the answer you give them, will determine whether or not they'll let you return it. I don't know. The other thing that they've done is they've reduced the warranty on their used cars. It used to be somewhere between 2 to 4 years, depending on time and how many miles were left on the car when it was sold as a pre-owned car. And now it's just been reduced to 1 year or 10,000 miles. Which impacts the buyer, obviously,
hugely.
having much less used car warranty on that used Tesla. So it's 2 steps that Tesla's taking that I think will at some point turn customers against them.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously the warranties help preserve some value in the vehicles, because if you're buying one used, that, okay, I have this warranty that's going to cover if certain things were to happen. And also it speaks volumes to me in terms of a profit center for the manufacturer. I mean, if things are no longer covered by warranty, you're now able to not have that expense on your books if and when something does break. Sure. And so I think about all the tech companies or the hardware companies. Like, I'm looking at my iPhone that's sitting over here. That the iPhone, you need to get the new one after, 4 of the new refreshes, because the new software doesn't work on the old one anymore, or it's super slow and it forces you to upgrade. And so I kind of look at this and it's like, you're going to be forced to upgrade into new Teslas, because that stuff 4 years from now, 5 years from now, it's just not going to work great. And you're really going to want to pay out of pocket, to fix all the technical components in that vehicle. To me, it's just not a really good signal of the future value of those electric vehicles.
Who does repair Teslas, by the way?
Only Tesla. They have a monopoly on their service. It's not, you can't be an independent mechanic and work on Teslas. I mean, there are some YouTube channels where people do that.
They want control over Tesla fixing the cars. They want control over Tesla selling you the parts. They just want everything under their control.
Tesla service, how may I help you?
Hey, how you doing today? I have a P85. I need those little lug nut covers.
What do you need those? Why?
Sorry, hold on 1 second. Hold on.
One of the things I enjoy is calling them out on their mistakes.
But it's like, it's very much so against it. I think that voids your warranty.
Oh, that
completely.
would void your warranty. Yeah, absolutely. If you take it to somebody other than an authorized Tesla repair center.
But Dad, authorized Tesla repair centers are only Tesla-owned repair centers, which is craziness, because then you have like no price differentiation between shops, which is also a good thing, because then you can get rid of potentially like, crazy markup at the dealership and things like that. But it is something that's also very unique to Tesla. So you could only go and get your Tesla serviced at a Tesla repair shop.
Well, how many of them do they have? Do you know?
I don't know off the top of my head, but I know that it's something that for Tesla owners is very much a point of contention. Like the lack of access to supplies as well. So let's say you're someone who's handy and you usually work on your own cars. You obviously can't do that with Tesla because you don't have access to the supplies or the parts directly from the manufacturer. So that's a point of contention. And then being able to take it to set places, that's another area of frustration. And again, I think it does tie back to this idea that if we're getting rid of the longer term used car warranties, it's signaling that, hey, we can't afford essentially that potential liability on our books. Get ready for the new Tesla Model Z or whatever it is that comes out in 4 years. That's the one you're going to need. I just don't see this as something that's beneficial for the industry. And I think you bring up the return policy is also really valid. Like, how the heck are you supposed to buy a car completely digital, completely without seeing it? You can't do any type of inspection or anything, even if it's new. You have no, right of refusal.
Well, before it was no questions asked, I joked, maybe they get to ask questions now. And it reminded me of when, as a dealership, we used to say, well, no reasonable offer refused. Except, there's a huge caveat. And I used to tell this to the customers. And the caveat is, oh, by the way, we get to determine what's reasonable and what's not. Okay, you don't determine that. We determine that. So if we deem it to be reasonable, we won't refuse it. If we deem it to be unreasonable, well, that's one we can refuse. You can't have... You shouldn't stop a return policy that's a no questions asked return policy if you're just selling cars off of a digital platform and there's no way for somebody to check out the car before you ship it to them. That's just, I don't know, why would you spend $40,000, $50,000, whatever, however many dollars it is to run that risk of, well, now that the car's arrived and I don't like it, I'm stuck with it.
Yeah,
it just doesn't make sense.
It does bring to mind, you can obviously buy Teslas. Like, let's say you're not buying one new and you are buying one used and you're really frustrated about this lack of warranty now offered by the OEM, offered by Tesla. You can buy third-party Tesla warranties. Like, I've done a lot of research recently because we're thinking of figuring out if we're able to offer warranties directly to YAA members rather than you having to go through dealers. So if you do go the third-party route, you can get third-party sponsored warranties, but obviously those are going to be pretty expensive, and the warranty administrator is the one who's making the money there, so they're going to price it in a way that allows them to make money. So, like, sure, there are still options out there, but it's just not for me, it's a signaling thing. These two moves in such a short, in sequence, being so close together, just not a good sign, and doesn't bring a lot of confidence, at least for me, with the brand. But you know what? We'll probably wake up 2 weeks from now and there'll be some other big new, news story from Tesla. People love it. People love the brand. They're fanatical about it. And I'm sure this will be, won't take any wind out of their sails. Just surprising to us.
I would never say that fanatical people will do odd things. So, but fanatical people will do odd things. So if you are a fan of Tesla, you won't have an issue with it. If you're on the fence with Tesla, it might prevent you from moving forward. And if you hated Tesla to begin with, well, you hated Tesla anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Well said, Pops.
Well, I don't know if it was, but it was said.
All right, appreciate your time like always, and yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Zach. Look forward to talking to you again later.
All right, see ya.
Yep, bye-bye.